Welcome to another Ironman episode. This one will be focusing over mining and smithing since the skills do go to level 110. However, right now I'm not sure if making the Masterwork 2H sword is best. Even though it is tier 100, it does not have a special attack compared to every other two-handed weapon for melee. In which case, for example, the Masterwork Spear of Annihilation is tier 92, but it increases your bleed's effect by 50%. And then we have something like the Zeramos God Sword, where it acts as a berserk ability without players taking the additional 25% damage. But I will be working on getting the Primal Pickaxe plus 5 at least, since it's a quick upgrade. Before actually working on the melee upgrades, I spoke to Kiloro so that I'm able to upgrade my weapons and armor to tier 90 for the power set. Now, there is a couple things to note, and for this, you have three options, well, three different bosses, but one of them you have three options. One will be kill Araxxor, that's easy. The other one will be Elite Dungeon 3, that is another one. The second option, you'll have to either do a Virago kill, a Solak kill, or a Telos kill. Because I am very rusty, I would rather not do Telos, and for Solak, I am miles away from even attempting that. In which case, before any of this, we'll be focusing on the Araxxor portion. So, thanks to the previous episode of me camping Krill Susaroth, you're able to go to the ritual site, bring your subjugation piece, and then do the ritual to break it down so you get the greater cloth. But do remember to use multiply 3 glyphs so that you're able to get extra cloth needed for both your armor and for this task set, and then we'll be making our way to Araxxor. Usually for the task set, you do have to use necromancy, but Araxxor is a bit of an exception, and that is because we need to use cloth on the corpse, which means players are able to use any style. In my case, that will be melee, since I do have the Noxious Scythe, which is a halberd range, so that boss doesn't melee and use magic against me, and with full Masterwork. Although there was a couple things I did forget. That was the aura, a familiar for accuracy, or beast of burden like a yak full of food, and my preset is so old it actually had beltfish, in which case I do have sharks and rocktails, but I never updated it, so that was a bit awkward. But since we only need one kill, I was like, you know what, well, I might as well just do this now, even with newbie food, as long as you do know the boss mechanics and you do it fairly correctly, mainly for the last phase. If you're praying, well, if you're up close and personal to the boss, every other attack you will have to swap your range to magic. Now, if you're in melee distance, the boss can use magic, range, and melee. So in between every single hit, you want to pray melee, and then once the boss has about 25,000 health, it will summon the black core, much like the corporeal beast, which you will have to move once it does land on you. And then after you have finished the kill, simply use the cloth on the body. It will get a little green message pop up, and then hopefully you get a spider leg. In my case, I got a Trishkalion key fragment piece. Usually I like to solo everything myself, but I tried doing Elite Dungeon 3 solo. I was stuck at the second boss. I tried using magic and melee, but I was just taking so much damage from all the minions. I was like, you know what? I'll let myself join a group of 2 others and we'll do Elite Dungeon 3 just so that I'm able to progress and actually do this, as I was stuck on Tarok for about 2 hours. And then once you have defeated Ambassador, drop will be within the chest. Now just one final thing, and that would have to be Virago. In which case, yet again, I did trio mode just to make it a little bit harder on myself and the team. And keep in mind, my armor is not augmented, and I was only the roll TL5, so I did get Tectonic Energy and the Little Shard. And since I was here, I was like, you know what? Let's actually attempt a hard mode kill, but with the exception of me being a bomb tank. And yet again, I forgot my aura and a familiar. So It's extremely awkward. So it's pretty much like a rookie mistake. But I mean, I even forgot this at Virago, so it was a bit awkward. However, just like at Araxxor, if you do know the boss mechanics good enough, you are able to actually do any type of roll without the Beast of Burning. Although I will say, I did not have runes for Thread of Fate. Using the Conjure Ghost and special attacks to heal you passively throughout the fight was amazing, and it did make bomb tanking a little bit easier, and I was allowed to maul the hard mode kill, which did unlock me the Defeater title. So, I mean, that was actually pretty nice of them. Here, you can have all your items back, Killua, although, for some reason, these 3 items may or may not have some blood on them, just because of what you did assign me to do. In which case, he's like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. And for this, here is how to make level 90 weapons. In which case, you will need all 4 types of necrorunes and 10 greater ensouled bars. After that, I was like, what should I do? I should go to Sodoma to test this out. At 510 kill count, I got a hiss, and then 2 kills later, I got a whisper at 512 kills. Then 5 kills after that, at 517, I got another hiss. Then it took me quite a while until I finally got a murmur, 548 kills, and then yet again, 5 kills later, at 553, I got a whisper. Then I was like, I should probably check my Miscellaneous Kingdom since it has been 23 weeks, in which case I got 51k flax, which is good for bowstring, and 18,000 maple logs to dismantle for simple parts. Then I did kind of do a lot of mining and smithing, but it's kind of gate locked in a sense that you have to do raids for the primal stone sprites before, just to make your mining 50% faster. After a long time, I was finally able to stock up 30 ghost inkling jars, but I was hoping to get a couple moonstones. However, that was not the case, but luckily, thanks to Thalmod and his weekly stock, I was able to get 2 moonstones, in which case I was like, I might need to do some runecrafting. So I made the Ring of Imbuing and I believe the Passing Bracelet, in which case this is going to be perfect. Although I am kind of low on impure essence, so I'll have to figure something out to get pure essence. Although I really not want to mine those, that would be painful. As for the armor, I am finally upgrading from tier 70 to tier 80. And remember, my gear is not augmented just yet, just to make some PVM challenges a little bit harder. And speaking of some PVM challenges, I went to Kalphite King Duel, and this took me such a long time. The end goal is pretty much to get 2 Drygores, although 3, since one will hopefully be an offhand weapon, and I will be using that to make the defender for melee. Which, I mean, it would be nice to have a tier 90 defender instead of tier 80, and I have yet to get the Malevolent Kite Shield from Rots, which that I'm not sure if is good or not, since we do have like the Elder Rune Shield plus 5, and then some Drygores for the Masterwork 2H sword, but I'm not really sure if that is good or not. Now, this did take me a long grind. At 447 kills, I did get a main hand longsword. Finally got the chitin at 479 kills, and I was able to get an offhand rapier at 522 kills. So that right there is my defender if I do make it. And then a couple hours later, at 555 kills, I got another main hand longsword, which this is extremely good, and along with little effigy. So now I have all the components for the Masterwork 2H sword. Went on a bit of a questing spree by doing that old black magic and the Tombs of Warlock. Tombs of Warlock is actually a very good quest, and that is because you gain access to new spells, which would be the Greater Bone Shield, Life Transfer, and while I was also in the process of it, I also did unlock Darkness, which increases Your defense, technically, in a sense, I dodge by 20% and the invoke death. So if a monster is low enough on health, for instance, like Kalphite Queen, if she has less than 20,000 health, it will instantly kill her. After that, went and did the soul searching quest, which does gain access to the Sanctum of Rebirth dungeon, which is very good as it is a optional way of getting magic dual wield tier 95. Previously, you had to do either Virago or Angel of Death that does require 3 to 7 players, and then hopefully you get it. Virago is a little bit easier in a sense because you're able to trio it and you do need the tectonic energy to make tectonic armor. So, just for weapons, this boss is perfect and a quick and easy upgrade if you do not have friends. Don't worry, I still am doing archaeology. It's just, it's AFK and there's really nothing to show for it as long as I get like a Masterwork Spear of Annihilation or something. And then while doing herb runs, which I strongly suggest everyone to do, you will occasionally notice a good amount of ghost implings while you are doing the Marcella mushroom. In my case, I usually find about one a day, but in this single trip, I found two at once. Then went back to archaeology, which I did get a completion for the collection, and I did unlock the Spirit Weaver, which kind of makes summoning AFK, but I'm not really sure who does this unless maybe on mobile. Another collection I did do is a massive XP boost, and that is from the Armadillo Tier 3 collection log. This does unlock the Inspired Genius relic, which increases all of your artisan skills like thieving, agility by 2%. So this is going to be helpful for when skills do increase from level 99 to level 110. And I mean, it's extra experience plus 2%. Who wouldn't like that? Before actually trying runecrafting, there was one thing I did need to do, and that was the Curse of Zaros, so that I'm able to get the full ghostly outfit. This way, I'm able to do the hard City of task set, or the Underworld, which is required to catch a ghostly impling while you do have the ghostly outfit on. In which case, by doing this, I completed all of the achievements, and this item is extremely good, mainly for iron players who are planning to runecraft, and that is because you will now get an extra 7.5% impure chance while you are runecrafting the souls, in which case I did this for about 4 hours of rituals, and I did get almost 15,000 impure essence, which will be very good for runecrafting. As for runecrafting itself, since I did get the ring of imbuing and the passage bracelet, this makes runecrafting wonderful. The only issue is these impure essence are quite hard to get because I will need to somehow find a consistent way to get a lot of pure essence, do rituals, get the ghostly greater powerful inks so I'm able to use multiply 3 glyphs to get even more impure essence, and then I pretty much have to end up runecrafting all of it. I did start with pretty much 0 runes, and after maybe about 2 hours, I used all of the impure essence. I left maybe about 100 just in case there was another achievement added to it. And then this is from start to finish the amount of rune essence I did get. I will be ending off the episode here, mainly because runecrafting, I mean, it was a painful grind. I ended up using a lot of porters to mine it. While I was actually runecrafting, I did manage to get the total within the deep sea fishing. So that was a pretty nice fortunate component. And with that, thank you all so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.